All right, welcome into a very special episode of the Club Lights podcast. My name is Janas. I'm here in person this time with Dan, so let's cheers, buddy.
What's up? In person?
Yep. We've been getting a little bit of momentum. I'll start with that, but this show today, this episode, we're gonna hit on a few really cool things. I'm excited to talk about with you, man.
Yeah.
So we got some callbacks to the last episode that we'll need to come back to, and then the main topic for today, we're going to be talking about the evolution of electronic dance music. So last time we talked about just that milestone of getting a show into Red Rock. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that.
What a journey it has been, huh?
Yeah. Yep. And then we will kind of wrap things up with the words to live by and the whole deal. I got a really cool mix of the month lined up that we'll feature for this episode, and we'll talk about that.
That's awesome.
So to get us going here, we're here at your house in Colorado. Yeah. You got a beautiful setup here. We got some artwork in the back. Like, talk about this artwork.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Mynus. We actually went to school together. We worked together. The guy is a staple here in Denver as far as the art and music scene. So definitely happy to have. I think this is a one of one, actually. He only made this once.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Mynus, we're gonna have to get him on the show at some point, because the three of us, as you mentioned, we went to school together. We kind of all came up around the same time with EDM, influencing each other, and it's cool that we're all kind of still connected to it in some way or another, and obviously definitely still fans.
It's so cool. We touched the industry in so many different ways. I mean, over the years, he's obviously an amazing designer. He was designing flyers for the clubs and the shows, and like now he's working lighting and he's throwing his own shows. So it's like,
wow. Shout out, man. Shout out to him. We'll definitely have him on the show at some point.
Keep up the good work, buddy. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I've been in town for a little bit. Obviously, we've talked about this before, that I'm originally from Colorado. Obviously, you're still here. I'm in Illinois now, but we came in, and the first thing we talked about was like what's going on, what shows are in town, and we ideally would have liked to go to Red Rocks, but
of course.
Unfortunately, there were no shows that I don't think really caught our eyes. So we ended up checking out a new place, the Junkyard in Denver, which was a great new venue. I mean, if you haven't been there, I would recommend it. We went and saw Gorgon City there.
We did. Great show, like you said. I didn't know this. I mean, the venue's been around for a while, but they've continued to invest in it and build it out and really make it what it is, what we experienced. And great show, great sound, great crowd. Just, I look forward to going back and seeing. I'm looking at their calendar, like what show do they've got coming up. So
Yep. It was a lot of fun. We had a really good night that night. We ended up at the church nightclub of all things, because part of the opening lineup was S.G. Lewis. You were kind of getting introduced a little bit more to him, but that was a great set. And so after the show, after Gorgon City finished it up, I think we kind of looked at each other. We're like, I'm not done yet, right? I mean, it ended fairly early in the night, so we just kept it going. And Gorgon City and S.G. Lewis did a B2B at the church nightclub in Denver, and it was a good night. It was a great night.
Yeah, shout out to the church, Junkyard, an amazing crowd, the sound, everything that's going on at the church. I don't go there as often. I'm a little older. Clubs aren't quite my thing, but this was definitely worth going out to.
It was, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I know right before I came here, we met here, we usually meet here, you drive out to the venue, whatever. And I was talking to your wife, and just, I think we were both acknowledging, like, I think our club days are behind us. And then cut to like a few hours later, we're in a club.
Couldn't have,
So there goes that. Apparently my clubbing days aren't over.
They're not over yet.
But it was a good night, man. All right. Anything else about about last weekend? That you,
No, I will say,
touch on?
if you haven't seen Gorgon City live, I know we saw them the first year I went out to ARC.
Right.
They were one of the headliners, and I just remember right after that set, and I was like, I have to see them. Every time they come to Denver, I've got to go experience this again, because they just have so many great tracks, and just the energy they bring. It's unmatched, right? In the house scene.
It's good, man.
Unmatched.
It was such a good show. And I think the opening lineup, another shout out to another artist who actually was at the church also, Jackie Hollander.
Oh yeah.
Really good set to kind of ramp up the night as well. And then we caught her again at the church, but it was just a great lineup, and the B2B set was, I mean, what more do you want? It was
what
great.
A treat.
It was great.
Denver, we are just very blessed to have the type of acts that come through the city.
I know. I miss it, man. I miss it. I wish I was closer to Chicago, because there's a lot of great stuff going on there too. But anytime I come into town, I'm definitely looking forward to all the different venues and all the different options here in Colorado,
and tonight,
specifically Denver.
Tonight we're actually going to go to another show. We're going to go check out Elderbrook tonight.
Yep.
So we'll report back. I've seen Elderbrook. I think this will be my 4th time seeing him. Little bum that we're not seeing him at Red Rocks. He's going to be at Mission Ballroom, but I'm still anticipating just an absolute great show. So last 2 times I saw him at Red Rocks, sold out. So I'm like,
man. I mean, this will be my first time seeing him live. So I'm excited. I'm hyped for it. But we will definitely report back on that. One of the things too, I think before we kind of do some of the callbacks to last episode, I wanted to just acknowledge we've been promoting the podcast and just wanted to thank everybody who's watching. Yeah. We grew subscribers quite a bit, starting pretty much from nothing out on YouTube. So appreciate you all for, showing an interest and wanting to keep track of what we're talking about here. One of the things that I'm excited to do is hopefully we can do more in person, but obviously it's hard. We don't live in the same place, but I think we both feel good about, ramping up that production value of the podcast. So if you all stick with us, we definitely are going to commit to, making it better, as every time if we can, right? Yeah. So, but just wanted to mention that. So let's talk about this the last episode we had when we were talking about Red Rocks. We brought up the first show that I went to, Rave on the Rocks, and I was actually able to find a flyer from that show. And so I'm proud that I pretty much off the top of my head could remember the lineup, but there was one artist that I omitted that I will mention now, Aphrodite.
Oh, okay.
And it was a great set too. And if I remember correctly, I want to say he actually played early in the night. And the reason why was because he was getting married, I think, the next day.
Oh my gosh.
So they talked about that. They were like, because it was not where you would expect him to play
in the lineup.
In the lineup. But it was because he had to catch a plane and get out. So
wow.
So that was one artist that I, for whatever reason,
and you have the physical flyer?
I don't have the physical flyer, but I found an image of it floating around online.
Gotcha.
So I'll put that up, and
that's awesome,
and people can see that. Yeah. But the other thing that when I put together the episode last time, and I mentioned that I would have the ticket stub.
Yeah.
A couple of things I wanted to call out on that. Obviously, it's in rough shape. I mentioned that it was. I have it, but it's rough. Yeah, it is ancient, man. It's what, 26 years old.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think. But the price. Again, this is a Red Rock show. We were trying to figure out what the going rate is these days.
Yeah.
Minimum, I would say $80. You're thinking maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
$25 was the ticket price, and then there was like $5 taxes. I don't know that there was much more fees than that, but I mean we're talking $30 for that lineup that we were talking about, right? Static Revenger, Aphrodite, Hernan Cantaneo, BT, and Paul Oakenfold.
Jeez.
For 30-ish bucks at Red Rocks.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, you can't.
I just had to mention that. I had to mention that.
Yeah.
Because when I put the ticket stub back up, that was definitely something again that stood out to me. So wanted to call that out.
Damn those ticket price inflation fees and all that. But yeah.
I'm more upset about resellers, I think.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Nowadays it's a bloodbath.
It's a problem. It is a problem.
Literally, you have to be online like an hour before the tickets go on. You're in line. You gotta like.
It's not cool.
No, it's not.
I actually didn't get a response, but there was talk, and I can't remember, probably Instagram or something. Cascade, someone was saying something about it to Cascade, and I asked the question again. Didn't get a response, but I would still like to get an answer from some artist of like, how do you feel about that, right? Because you're not getting any of that extra profit, right? Like you're not getting any of it.
Yeah.
So I would imagine the artists are not happy with that either. So hopefully we can get a better system in place.
Yeah. I do like what they've been implementing as far as like a pre-sale system. You got to like follow them, get the pre-sale code.
Yeah.
And they release like a set of tickets, and then, the next day another set of tickets. And then another thing I've seen them recently do is you can't resell those tickets until like maybe a couple weeks before the show. So they're trying to like just completely discourage people from buying, because it's
got to
like,
do something.
you might sink your money in there, but you're not going to be able to recoup that until a week, 2 weeks before the show. So
they definitely got to address that.
Yeah, hopefully that helps, but they got to do something else. There's got to be a better way to do this, because real fans get affected by it.
Correct. And I've never really paid, I don't think, a crazy amount even for any resale, but the artists, I think, what bothers me the most is that somebody's profiting that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They
just happened to be in line, and they got they won the lottery and getting through, and it's unfortunate.
It is. All right, let's get into the evolution of EDM. And I even hate calling it EDM. Even that's evolved, right? Of electronic dance music. When I say EDM, I'm always, and I think you're the same, of we're talking about the umbrella, right? Yeah. There's tons of subgenres underneath that.
Yeah.
But it is, I think, all encompassing when I say that, because we love house music, like we've mentioned that's our favorite, but I'm a fan of everything, right?
Oh,
and I actually we talked about the evolution of it, especially like as it grew from underground, not welcome, to places like Red Rocks. We saw Illenium when he did his Trilogy show at Mile High Stadium here in Denver, which at the time was awesome. The biggest electronic dance music event in the United States for a single headliner.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count festivals,
right? But
for a single headliner show, at that time it was the biggest, and it might even still be the biggest. I know there's been some other shows in stadiums that maybe from a number standpoint were bigger.
Yeah.
But that one was even a milestone, because I had never seen electronic dance music featured in. I mean, that was NFL stadium. It's a legit stadium, right? And so to see a dance music artist take over, and the production of that was just amazing too.
Oh
right?
my gosh,
it was so cool. It was.
There was like pyrotechnics. It was just everything.
The drone. Remember the drone show?
Oh, the drone show. Yep. And the place was packed, and like generally like great atmosphere. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
A little hot because we were like sitting in the sun for half the show. I remember that part was a little, but an amazing show all around. So.
Yeah, and so again, another milestone, right? Another big piece that it had to grow to that point.
Paving the way, it had to grow to the point where it can sell out I don't know, what was the final total there? I mean, 70,000 plus people?
I think that's what the stadium holds. It was probably only, 50 or 60K, if I had to guess. I don't know what the official total was.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. Yeah. It's a lot of people.
Considering Red Rocks holds, 10,000?
Right.
That's quite the feat.
It is. And that's what's so cool about it. I think my mission, we've talked about this, of how my brother introduced it to me. I kind of, once I got into it, I started going down that rabbit hole and discovering just new artists, we talk about the subgenres, all that, right? There's so much to dig into. Introducing it to you, to our friend Mynus, right? That was all coming up. Other friends that I've introduced it to, that it's made an impact for them. So I think at this point, I've kind of leaned into that.
Yeah.
And so as a DJ, that's one of the things that I really want to start doing. I've started a new kind of effort that I know you'll join me in at some point once I kind of ramp it up. But house music mission, centered around introducing people to the music, because while we are deep in it, and in big cities there's options to go see that. That's not the case everywhere. And so even where I live, it's a fairly big city. It's a college town in Illinois. Illinois State University is right in my backyard. But there's not a lot of... There's some electronic dance music, but there's really not much house. I know some people have tried to do some events. I don't know that they really haven't lasted long, right? And so I think it's something for me. I've always come up where I live. I'm close to big cities, which is great, but where I live, there's nothing there. I have to go. I have to travel. I can't be in my own like community where I live, and so that's something I think that would be cool to just introduce people to it. Have more options of it. Doesn't have to be a big, huge production. But even just for me, I can feature all the great dance music that's out there and just, again, introduce people to it. So.
It's actually kind of crazy that thanks to your brother, that we found it, because, we grew up in such a small town. I think, like 3,000 people. And then from there, like Greeley. And I think today you could go to Greeley and you'd be hard pressed to find any sort of like electronic dance music being played. Maybe. It's
on a rare occasion, maybe. On a rare occasion.
But I know, like, even in our time, we threw a couple shows, or you DJ'd there. We had some stuff going on. But yeah, dude, what a great mission. I think that the more that people can experience it, however they find their way in, but it's beyond the music too. It's like, it's the community, these amazing people who are, there's nothing like being at a show like at Gorgon City where, you just look around and everyone's smiling, everyone's vibing, we're all on the same wavelength.
Right.
And that's the experience for me, right? When you're feeling that and then you're looking around and you're seeing everyone just they're in the moment. You can't help but be in the moment.
Right.
And how few times in our lives do we get like just forced to be present? You're at a show. You're feeling that bass. So, yeah, a worthy cause.
Thank you, man. I think so too. I think I know when we're out there, we're out on the dance floor, and without a care in the world, we've talked about those healing powers that mentally and physically, because you're moving, you're out, you're moving around. You know what I mean? And just mentally, it's a way to reset. It also, I think, is a way to self-reflect. I know even at Gorgon City, there were some people next to us that we were kind of talking to, but it was a good balance because we weren't talking too much. Because I like to enjoy the show. I like to, like you say, be in that moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think if you get into too much of the side conversation and stuff, I kind of lose that for myself. So I like to have a little bit of conversation, meet the people around me, have that connection is always cool. But I think even just the unspoken connection is something that's amazing, right? When you're sitting there, not sitting, but you're there, you're dancing with people, and there don't need to be words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a feeling. And I think you have to experience it for yourself.
Absolutely.
To understand it fully.
Yeah.
You can't just, we've talked too, listening to it. It's designed to be listened to loudly. It's designed to be listened to enough where you can feel the bass.
Yeah.
right? And I think that part of it is something also to, even on a smaller production scale, you can still get a mobile setup even, and pump the bass, you know what I mean? So that people really understand what dance music is all about, because it's on a different level when it's a legitimate, I call it legitimate sound system.
Yeah. You feel it through your whole body, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And like you said, it's something you have to experience to really understand when you're in that crowd and everyone's feeling that same beat. And you can just look over. It doesn't matter who you look this way, you look that way, and someone's catching that same vibe as you. And, yay! Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, this can be an episode down the road, but we've talked about. I refer to it as a dance pod. But if you're in a good dance pod, and what I mean by that is just a group of people around you with similar energy, whatever the energy is. If it's like all the way turned up, or if it's halfway and you're just like vibing to it, if it's similar, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's such a great experience, and I would hope more people have it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of that whole mission of just introducing people to it, because if I can introduce them to something that that's new and exciting, maybe they'll get to that point that we got to, where they'll go to their first like big headliner show.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, in my opinion, if that catches you, if that is a great experience for you.
Yeah.
Most people I know that have that, there's kind of no going back, right? I mean, they're in it now. They're in it now.
Right.
You're part of that community that you talked about.
Yeah. So true. I think, wherever you insert, you can listen to it, you can listen to it on the radio. You can listen to it on YouTube. Great. You have to go and you have to feel. Right. You have to feel it.
Yes.
You got to be amongst the people. So, catch a show.
Right? Moral of the story is go catch a show. All right, man. Well, it's been a great conversation. I think we can kind of wrap things up a little bit, and as always, I always like to kind of self-reflect and throw out some words to live by. And so the ones that I found, I think that are going to be really good for this whole conversation that we've been talking about just how EDM has grown, and it's in so many more places than it ever was. The quote that I found is from John C. Maxwell, and it's change is inevitable, growth is optional. And I love that, because when we talk about electronic dance music and being underground and being in a lot of cases not welcome, that had to change. It was going to change at some point, even if it meant, even honestly, probably on the table was it not being a thing. At least live shows, right? When it was a problem in some eyes, and it probably was in some ways. But when it got focused on the music and the production and legitimized, I think that was the optional part, the growth part. It was definitely going to change. It wasn't sustainable the way it was. And I just appreciate, everyone collectively that has put in the effort for that growth, because that, growth is optional. That's the part that I think is really cool too, that so many people loved it enough that they put in that effort to help it grow.
Yeah. Going mainstream, being a part of, mainstream media and television, movies, like finding those beats throughout that, like cinema. I mean, absolutely, yeah. I mean, just it paved the way. Like you said, it had to evolve. It's evolved into a really good place. And wow, I mean, there's so many genres within it now, right? I mean, it just started in these, little things, and now it's absolutely massive. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that we'll give a preview to what the next episode will be, but you kind of mentioned movies. I feel like that's a whole nother episode we could talk about.
Yeah.
Electronic dance music in movies.
Yep.
The epic scenes of, like, one that always stands out to me is the lobby scene in The Matrix, right? Spy Break by Propellerheads. That song is just infamous with that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was like some
Blade. Remember Blade? The Blood Rave.
The Blood Rave. Yeah.
Well, we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, for next episode though, we alluded to this even last time. Show etiquette. So my original thought was narrowing it down and even festival etiquette, but I think you brought up a good point when you brought up some stuff about the seating in Red Rocks, which is still. After you said that, I've been kind of, paying extra attention to like comments and stuff. And that one is still, I think, misunderstood. There's people that don't know how it works.
Completely misunderstood.
They don't know how it works. But we can talk about some of the general show etiquette, whether it's a festival, whether it's a concert, whether it's a club. When we went to the club, I was actually very impressed about the etiquette because I thought it was going to be terrible. Because again, I thought my clubbing days were over. One of the reasons why is I just felt like it was going to be, a disaster of people just not even knowing what to do.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised, which was good.
I look forward to getting into that because I think that there's so many things within the world that I think are still just not taken seriously or just people just being inconsiderate. So I think I'd like to get into that.
Yeah, and I think the thing is like we'll have our opinions on it, but I think we'll back it up with self-awareness, peace, love, unity, respect, right? If you know, you know. It benefits everyone. It's not trying to say you got to do it this way because I'm anti that,
or I want to hurt you from having a good time.
Right. It's about everyone being able to have that good time and being respected and again healing from that house music. If you know what I mean. So that's what it comes down to. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next time. A couple of reminders. Just again, we talked about the growth and subscribers. I've had a few conversations actually just this week with some friends who have said, "Hey, what is this podcast you're doing?" So lots of good feedback from people who I think at this point are more on we might be introducing them more to it. Yeah. Which is cool, but they're seeing it just because obviously they see people they recognize, so they're going to check it out, but they're not really in the scene like we are. And even some of the conversations, they're one positive feedback, which is always appreciated.
That's great.
But they're interested, right?
Yeah,
we've sparked some type of interest.
That's funny.
So that's cool.
And I've had some conversations like that as well. They're
that's
like,
great.
"Hey, I didn't know what you guys were talking about, but it was interesting."
Yeah, right. And so
cool.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But so appreciate everyone for that, and just continue to subscribe, share it with your friends, with your family. Like I said, the house music, we're trying to introduce people to it. So if you have people in your life that you want to grow your crew, and you have friends who aren't into it, maybe share this podcast, share some of the mixes, do it your own way, right? This is just one way you could do it, but do it your own way and how you found your way in and have those conversations. But absolutely. I think the more we grow the community and if we do it the right way, I think only good things to come. So I'm excited for the future of the podcast, of electronic dance music and broader stuff. So, but yeah, definitely share it out, please. And thank you. We appreciate you for that. All right. Mix of the month. This is one. So your house is kind of on the western side of Denver, and so as we're getting into the mountains, just beautiful landscape out here. I recorded a live set in the mountains, not in this area, but in the beautiful Rocky Mountains here in Colorado, and it's called SunRISE. And it is I'll put a trailer basically for it. We'll tack on to the end of this, but you can click on over. It's on this same channel. You can click on over to it to watch the full set. It's a full length. I think it's an hour and 17 minutes or so. So it is a full set with beautiful scenery in the background of the Rocky Mountains, visuals. There is something else that I've been playing around with. I also had it for the first mix of the month that we did. But I'm embedding I'm trying to be creative in so many different ways. But one of the ways that I did it, especially in the SunRISE set, there's an embedded lyric poem. So what I did was I took one or two lines from the lyrics of each track in that set and kind of compiled it into its own like standalone poem. So it's just trying to just intermix creativity in different ways. We talk about
like
taking
that.
people on that musical journey.
Yeah.
That I think that was kind of another element that I wanted to play around with. So you'll see, if you watch this set, you'll see the highlighted lyrics up on screen, and then by the end of it, you'll get the whole
picture.
overview of this is what all those call outs were when you put them all together.
Yeah,
So
look forward to that, man.
Yeah,
That's gonna be awesome.
So that's the mix of the month. But yeah, man.
Cool.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Well, hey, thanks for watching. Again, appreciate you all. And until next time, keep making progress.